Like a magnificent fabric, your well-being is composed of many threads. And like an enduring passion, your well-being threads run the length of many generations. Diving into the history of well-being isn't just for old time's sake. It helps us find harmony in our present daily activities. It's like a well-being dance through time, where every step back helps us leap forward. Back in the Stone Age, well-being was pretty basic. If you could avoid being eaten by a saber-toothed tiger, you were pretty much at the peak of your well-being. Talk about low-hanging fruit on the tree of life. But have you ever wondered how our ancestors perceived the idea of well-being? How different perspectives have been subtly woven through the ages into the idea of personal well-being? In this video, we will embark on a time-traveling exploration of the fascinating idea of well-being. But first, ask yourself, in your well-being journey, in which lane are you currently traveling? The past, the present, the futuristic, or the timeless? Well-being is a concept that has been evolving for thousands of years, and its journey is as fascinating as the history of civilization itself. In addition to the main focus on the history of well-being, there is a special bonus you do not want to miss. Therefore, watch the video in its entirety. Our journey begins in an ancient Greece, where Aristotle introduced eudaimonia, a concept of living a virtuous life, realizing one's potential. A life of eudaimonia, they believe, is the highest form of well-being. But this was just the beginning. Fast forward to the Roman Empire, where the Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius championed the idea of peace and tranquility. They believed that maintaining a calm and peaceful mind, unaffected by external circumstances, was the key to personal well-being. Now, switch to ancient China. In China, Confucius emphasized Ren and Li. Here, the focus is on moral life for societal harmony. The idea was that individual well-being contributes to the greater good. As we moved into the Middle Ages, the concept of well-being took a spiritual turn, and aligning with religious teachings was supreme. The focus shifts from individual happiness to salvation and afterlife. Life is seen as a test, with the real rewards awaiting in the afterlife. Thus, the doctrine of pursuit of divine approval. As the spiritual well-being of the soul becomes paramount, earthly pleasures are often viewed with suspicion. The Renaissance brings a rebirth of ancient Greek and Roman ideas. Humanism emerges, emphasizing the worth and authority of human beings. The well-being of the individual returns to the forefront, and the idea of a sound mind and a sound body gains popularity. The Enlightenment era introduces a more scientific approach to well-being. Ancient philosophies turned to subjective well-being and explored inner contentment. Philosophers like Jeremy Bentham shifted the focus to utilitarianism, suggesting that the greatest happiness for the greatest number should be the guiding principle of conduct. Then the Industrial Revolution changed everything. Wealth equals happiness was the new thing. Material success became synonymous with well-being, a stark departure from earlier beliefs. But as the post-industrial era dawned, the flaws in this materialistic view emerged. In the 20th century, the concept of well-being evolved further with advent of psychology, with concepts like self-esteem and personal growth gaining traction. Psychologists like Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow introduced theories that emphasized self-actualization and personal growth. Now, we're in the late 20th and early 21st century, and the quest to understand and measure well-being intensifies. Well-being is now often viewed through a holistic lens. Framework breaks the well-being concept into 5 domains: positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment, PERMA. This framework advocates for a comprehensive assessment of well-being. The World Health Organization redefined health in terms of well-being as follows. Health is a complete state of physical well-being. Health is a complete state of mental well-being, and one more. Health is a complete state of social well-being. All 3 working together to make a system that works for your well-being. Next, psychologist Carol Riff introduces 6 dimensions of well-being. Since then, the list of the dimensions has only grown. We now recognize psychological, social, economic, emotional, spiritual, environmental, and many more dimensions of well-being. Interest in these areas continues to grow, reflecting a more holistic understanding of what it means to be well. In this era, your well-being is recognized to be as unique as you are. It's about your own life journey. What is ultimately good for you? With a bit more context, let's reconstruct well-being's past briefly. As we moved into the age of enlightenment, meditation became a key component of well-being. Guess you could say they were truly ahead of their time, in a mind over matter sort of way. During the Renaissance, well-being took on an artful twist. With all the focus on human anatomy, you could say folks were really starting to figure out what well-being meant. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, and well-being faced a smoggy setback. As factories rose, so did stress levels. Now in the digital age, we're all about well-being apps and online yoga. It's like we've gone from hunting and gathering to clicking and scrolling. If only our ancestors could see us now, they'd think we've all lost touch. And now, as promised, the bonus. Welcome to Do-It-Yourself Wellbeing. It's your chance to root for ancestral wisdom while illuminating your path into future well-being trends. Today, the emphasis is on dimensions, but real-life experience is required to advance your well-being. Understanding the multiple dimensions of your personal well-being is the first step. Managing them to continue to achieve what is ultimately good for you is the next. Here are 5 of many examples of the dimensions: emotional well-being, spiritual well-being, environmental well-being, intellectual well-being, and financial well-being. Even your 4-legged friends benefit from your financial well-being. Other examples of well-being dimensions include purpose, autonomy, and mastery. First, your well-being dimensions are interconnected. Your social well-being impacts your mental well-being. Your physical well-being influences your emotional well-being, and so on. Next, the several dimensions of your well-being are linked to the well-being of the building blocks of your body, that is, your biological cells, which house your DNA. They are also related to the well-being of those around you. In the same way, their own well-being dimensions are connected to your personal well-being. Finally, your personal well-being is interconnected with the well-being of your family, with the well-being of your country, and with the well-being of humanity. Your well-being dimensions are linked on different levels, mirroring nature, and nature weaves your well-being with threads of various textures and beautiful colors, representing the integration of various historical periods and well-being dimensions up to the present time. You now know how the idea of your well-being has evolved as society becomes more aware of the importance of well-being dimensions in their natural settings. So, how will your well-being journey unfold into the future? Understanding nature's timeless pattern is crucial for uncovering your well-being gem, the hidden treasure that lies within. Our weekly videos will help you develop the following 3 critical well-being abilities. The ability to recognize the natural pattern of interconnection of your well-being dimensions at different levels. You will be able to zoom in and out for different levels of detail of any well-being dimension you focus on at the time. And you will enhance your ability to self-direct the dynamic system of your well-being dimensions more effectively to achieve your personal goals. So stay tuned for more fulfilling adventures along your well-being journey into your future. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wellbeing DIY. Thank you for letting Wellbeing DIY walk by your side.